A certain amount of angst is a healthy thing. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Why allow myself to become aggravated over the spikes and swales of the day-to-day business of life? I speak a great deal on the topic of balance, do I not? Well, clearly living a balanced life means experiencing and displaying a full spectrum of emotions. Hey, football fans, if you didn't get all angsty when your kicker lines up for the field goal to beat your rival, how would you feel when the ball sails through the uprights? Well, here's a thing. Hey, what if you were on the other side of that field goal try, writhing in your own angst, and not only did the kick fall short, but something unexpected happened.
There goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! I cannot believe it. Oh my Lord in heaven! Never in all my days have I seen anything like that.
That is the sound of angst being released in a burst of thorough, concentrated, and utter delight. And I resolutely endorse the unabashed embraceology of both extremes and everything in between. Think about it. If everything were calm, then everything would be meh, meh, meh. Do you really want to be meh all the time? Have you met meh guy? Walk into a coffee house full of hipsters desperately trying not to care about anything. It's like the living dead are on break. The silly ironic truth, however, is that their outward facade is a carefully crafted mask to cover their angst over being human. It's not normal to not care. Of course, the opposite of that is difficult to take much of at any given time as well.
Can you help me? I don't think I have to take a accident. Not in my store, you don't.
Yeah, you know that person, don't you? That's Aunt Gert at the family Christmas party who can't seem to be anything less than terminally vexed by whatever Facebook says. But let us not be discriminatory on this count. We are all inclusive. For in the spirit of balance, what circle of people would be complete without meh hipster and angsty Aunt Gert? Everything in moderation, yes? Anywho, I'll traipse back over here to the subject at hand. In the spirit of pure candor, I freely admit that I can lean a bit to the angsty end of the spectrum. So I speak from experience. Fortunately, I married a ray of sunshine and over time have learned to look inward with dispassion through her elegant guidance. Nevertheless, we spend an awful lot of time being angsty over whatever minutia crosses our bowsprit. Whatever Gert said at Sunday school, moronic politicians, whoever did or did not receive a rose, whoever we're supposed to believe does or does not like LeBron James, and the absolute worst, the belly of the angst beast, social media. Or as we all should refer to it, anti-social media. There hasn't been a more collectively evil consumer of human souls since Dante invited Cain and Judas into the Inferno. I will address the perils of anti-social media at another time, but I need it here to make my point. Several years ago, I reached the point of critical mass with what was creasing my consciousness on the various electronic time-wasting platforms that I call mental sawdust. Everyone was angsty about something or another, and it was grinding on my spirit like a stainless steel scouring pad. I had to do something about it or risk forever being stuck in the loop of the terminally incensed. Without pretense of apology, I took a scythe to nearly everyone and everything to which I was digitally connected. I'm sure you can imagine the angst that move caused. Why did you unfriend me? I can't believe you do that. What's wrong with you? Because this isn't real, and you wouldn't shut up about American Idol and politics. You're still my actual friend, though. Doesn't that count for something? So there I sat in a virtual void, virtually friendless, but virtually unannoyed. The next step was to cut the television cord. Forget about the news. It's remarkable how much angst you can clip just by shutting off the Weather Channel. Good Lord, think about it. That network was constructed on a foundation of angst. This was a tough one for me, too, as someone who spent most of his life in a hurricane zone. But the experience of life without counterfeit drama was analogous to cutting added salt and sugar from your daily intake. You give it a couple of weeks and you can actually taste the food again instead of the condiments. My soul was rediscovering its taste buds without the shaker full of false emotions and image crafting. Then I took it a step further. As insipid and pernicious as it can be, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook are what you make of them if you're perspicacious enough to beat the algorithm. After all, they're simply tools at your disposal. So I set about filling my feeds with things that make me smile, bring me joy, and put me in a good mood. I crafted my digital experience into something that delighted me. Delight. There's a pretty unmanly word that isn't used much in conversation. Delight means contentment, glee, joy, enhancement, mirth, elation, and bliss. Delight is what Snoopy is experiencing when he does that silly dance. For me, it basically meant filling my feeds with pretty much nothing but photos and videos of border collies in my favorite places like Scotland, La Jolla, California, and a certain little village in eastern Alabama. I want you to come along. Join me, won't you? Take time each day to revel in things that delight you. Do silly stuff for no apparent reason. Go to a dog park and pet the critters. Teach your 2-year-old the words to your college fight song and make a video of it. Be careful who you show that to too much because you might cause a little angst there yourself. Just kind of keep that one to yourself, maybe. If there's a particular place that you love, I bet they have a webcam. Turn on YouTube on your smart TV and play the feed of that webcam before you head off to work. Once more, take time each day to revel in things that delight you. There's still plenty of angst hiding in the bushes if you need a little jolt. Speaking of delightful, I'm happy to report that our little community is actually growing. Thanks to you. The folks who can't quite reconcile the crafted narrative of the mass media with the things you see around your own neighborhood and hometowns. That's you, that's our community, and we're already growing in our short little time. We have listeners in New York, Vermont, Michigan, Virginia, North and South Carolina, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and way down island in the Caribbean. I bet I know who that is. Also in Vermont. It's probably not Ben and Jerry, and it's probably not Bernie Sanders, but I bet it's you, Michael C. Thank you for that. Let's see how many states we can add to the list by the 1st of March. There's your call to action. Share the podcast with one person you know in a different state. It's as easy as a few clicks. Share our daily messages by downloading the Podbean app and following Here's a Thing. You can interact with me and others in our circle, share episodes with your friends, and even support the show by becoming a patron and donating as little as $1 a month. As long as you're here, and participating, we can continue to grow. Once again, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Now go make it happen. Well, that's enough to ponder for now. This episode of the podcast is dedicated to my nutty border collie, Lucy, to Neff Hill Border Collies just outside Edinburgh, Scotland, who gave me one of the most delightful days of my life, and to my daughter's beautiful brown eyes and that musical laughter of hers. Here's a Thing can be found on the Podbean app, iTunes, and Apple Podcast. Also, you can go to Here's a Thing at podbean.com and everywhere else in the podcast universe. Episodes will also be posted on Twitter and Facebook, which is irritating but manageable. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Your active support is critical. Become a patron and donate to the cause by following the show link. In dearness, there is value. Figure out what that means for you. Whatever you're about to do, get after it 100% or don't bother the rest of us. You owe that to yourself because integrity matters. If you can't be anything else today, be authentic. It'll pay off. Oh, hey, my wife said she enjoyed the podcast. Talk about delightful. Cut. Show's over.